You want to know what will happen in Doctor Who Season 1?
Psychics. I don't believe in them at all. In real life, I'm quite a skeptic to the supernatural idea. That's why I like Doctor Who, because it's escapism for me, because it's not real. Or is it? I had the very dumb idea of paying real money to a real psychic to predict what's going to happen in Ncuti Gatwa's season of Doctor Who. It was interesting. It was really interesting. There were some twists and turns, and so that's what you're going to witness today. And if you want to witness more crazy Doctor Who content in the next couple of weeks, then it's your time to subscribe right now. Ooh, I'm telling you to subscribe. I'm predicting that you will subscribe. Ooh. Okie dokes, let's cut to me spending some money on a psychic. That's not a sentence I'd ever thought I was going to say, but we're doing it. Let's go.
Hello, everyone. I'm about to do something very, very silly and get this gentleman here named Christoph to give me a psychic reading on video within 24 hours. So shall we see what he's all about?
Hi, I'm Christoph, an intuitive, and I enjoy using my tarot cards and abilities to guide people down their optimal life path.
I see the whole idea here is for, people if they've got really, hard-hitting life struggles, like what should I do in my career? Should I quit my job? Should I continue seeing this person? I understand that that's the appeal of this, but we're not going to ask those types of questions today. We're going to ask Doctor Who related questions. So that's going to be fun. And he says that he'll answer any type of questions that you might have. So I feel like questions about TV shows, we're okay. Here I am paying for the thing, paying real money. This is silly. Okay. Now we need to figure out what is the question that we're going to ask. Is it simply going to be what's going to happen in Doctor Who Season 1? What will happen in Doctor Who Season 1? Should I add the year, considering that he might just be like, well, it starts with 2 teachers. This is good for us. I hope that we can have an accurate reading. He might get back to me and be like, I don't do stuff about TV shows. Make it about your life, not a program. But let's see if he's up for the challenge, because I think this will be a challenge. 3, 2, 1, and we have submitted there. Good luck to Christoph and his readings, and I will check in with you once we have everything back. Ooh. And while we wait for our order, here's a word from our sponsor, Private Internet Access.
When you browse the internet with an unprotected device such as your phone, computer, or tablet, you are transmitting a great amount of data out onto the open web, which can be seen by all sorts of entities. Before even reaching to the website you wanted to go to, when you connect to any public Wi-Fi network like airports, coffee shops, or even your friend's house, your data such as password, keystrokes, and even photos are at risk of being stolen by hackers. But Private Internet Access's VPN services hide your IP address and safeguard your internet connection through an encrypted tunnel. This way, your digital data is shielded from hackers who are just looking to exploit your private data. But even beyond the ability to browse privately and protect your data, VPNs also allow you to access services from the internet that may only be accessible based on your physical location. For example, if you were in the UK and wanted to see Doctor Who on Disney+, you couldn't until... now you can. With Private Internet Access's VPN, you can change your IP address to 91 different countries. I like Private Internet Access because you only need one subscription to protect all your family's devices. It is available for all platforms such as macOS, Android, iOS. Private Internet Access is known as the world's most transparent VPN provider with over 30 million downloads. They never record or store user data, and their no-logs policy has been proven multiple times in court and by third-party audit. So you know you can trust them like you trust the doctor. So if you wanted to protect all of your and your family's devices, try Private Internet Access out for yourself. They are offering Crispy Pro viewers 83% off when you get a 2-year subscription. Plus you get an extra 4 months free. All you have to do is sign up using my link below. Once again, make sure you follow the link in the description box below to get 83% off your 2-year subscription plus an extra 4 months free. This is such a steal when it comes to protecting your data, and thank you once again, Private Internet Access, access for partnering with me and keeping the lights on.
Okay. Update. It's not the next day. It's maybe a few minutes since we last spoke, and I got a message from our boy Christoph, and he says that he knows of me, and he's been watching the channel on and off for years. So, will this hinder the reading? Maybe. We'll see.
Okay, everyone, it has been a few days, and our boy Christoph has got back to us with what he thinks is going to happen in Season 1 of Doctor Who. By the time you're watching this video, I'm pretty sure a few episodes will be out from Season 1, but we don't know how it's going to end. And let's hope that Christoph can shed some light on what's in store for us.
Hey, Christoph here, and thanks so much for selecting me to do this psychic reading with you in this video. I'm going to be using my intuition, psychic abilities, and my tarot cards to answer your questions. Thanks so much for selecting me to do this reading for you there, Crispy. We're going to be looking at, and you're asking questions in relation to Doctor Who. I'm familiar with Doctor Who. I've been watching Doctor Who since I was little. I'm not a super fan of Doctor Who, but
What?
we're going to find out some interesting things. I'm interested in finding out what comes through the cards here. Of course, my name is Christoph. I consider myself a guide, and my goal here is to read these cards as honestly and as accurately as I can in order to give you the information that you need to make those decisions necessary to, I guess, move your YouTube channel forward in a positive direction.
Oh, thank you.
You want to know what will happen in Doctor Who Season 1. We're going to be pulling 7 cards. For
Okay, here we go.
The way this is going to work, I'm going to flip each card over one at a time. With each card I flip over, I'm going to give you a brief description of each individual card.
Potential spoilers ahead. Maybe not. We'll see.
We're going to go from the beginning of the season to the end of the season. We're kind of doing what I would call a timeline reading here. Let's find out. The first card that we have here is, well, the Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups essentially represents achievement and pride over what has been achieved. Okay, I'm just going to give you basic descriptions of the card first, then I'll tell you what the cards are saying together. The next card that we have here is the Ace of Pentacles. The Ace of Pentacles here talks about opportunity, and actually big opportunity that's going to be coming up this season. We have a hedge, an archway, and a path leading to mountains in the distance. This talks about, well, the season's not going to be long, but it does say that there's going to be long journeys that are going to be happening through.
Why am I into this right now? Okay, let's keep going.
Throughout this season, we have the Two of Swords, which represents, well, difficulty making choices and decisions. Traditionally, if we were doing a tarot reading, we got the Two of Swords. This would essentially represent having difficulty making a decision to go in one way or another.
I'm pretty sure that's the BBC trying to figure out when they're gonna play the show. If they're like, oh, we could do it at midnight in the UK so that all the American fans are happy. I reckon that's that.
The next card that we have here is the Empress, which represents warm, loving, and supportive energy. So there's your companion's energy right there. We have the Three of Wands, which represents looking at your life from a distance and essentially reevaluating the direction that you're moving in. This talks about a struggle for the Doctor to actually figure out who he is. Haha. Yeah. Okay. The next card that we have here is the Ten of Pentacles. The Ten of Pentacles actually is a really fantastic card. It represents achieving everything that you want at some point in the future. Okay. It doesn't represent good things necessarily happening now, but it does represent good things happening later. And the last card, which could set the tone for this entire reading, we have the King of Wands, which represents good choices and good decisions. Let's talk about what's happening here. The big thing that's coming through this reading for Season 1, or at least the new Season 1, I think for the most part, Season 1 is going to be more upbeat, more fun loving. And the weird part is, along with being kind of like, it's almost like the Doctor has this freedom that he hasn't had before, or at least for a really, really long time, With this
Yeah.
doctor feeling free and happy comes an element of the doctor being carefree. And the problem with the doctor being carefree is that the doctor is going to end up being a little careless.
Ncuti is a carefree and careless doctor.
Bruh.
That sounds like a really good story arc for the Doctor. If I am ever lucky enough to be #crispy for showrunner, maybe I'll just hire Christoph to predict what's going to happen in the series so that he can give me some ideas as to what I could write about. Because that's a really good sentiment for the Doctor. When the Doctor is carefree, are they careless? That's profound, my friend. Let's keep going.
But we have the Three of Wands here, which essentially represents that the doctor is going to be taking a look at his life from a distance and kind of reevaluating things. I think that by the end of season 1, the season's going to start out super positive, upbeat, fun. And then as we get towards the end of the season, we're going to have a really horrible catastrophe. There's going to be
Oh, dear.
a lot of death.
Oh dear.
An
empire of death, if you will?
The doctor's going to realize that being carefree and maybe a little bit careless is going to lead to the doctor making small mistakes along the way. And the gravity of the importance of
the mavity.
The doctor needs that dark side of the character, that the doctor needs the pain in order to make better choices and better decisions. But for the most part, season 1 is going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be, an upbeat adventure, of course, until probably the last 2 episodes. And that's when things get dark. In fact, I feel the energy here through the cards that most likely, what is it? Ruby Sunday? Am I getting that right? Anyway, that the current companion, I think, is most likely going to die in the second last episode or the last episode.
Oh.
And there's going to be like a mass catastrophe, world-ending type of catastrophe. And I think that there's a really good shot that there's going to be a really fun kind of end of the world type of cliffhanger towards the end of the season. Maybe it's going to be an end of the world cliffhanger between, the last 2 episodes. Maybe it's going to be a cliffhanger going into season 2. But it's going to be one of those like big, huge classic.
Russell T Davies is very, very good at a cliffhanger. So I can't wait to see what he does in season 1. But if the predictions are right, we're in for a lot of trouble.
So that's what the cards are kind of showing here for season 1 for the most part. Season 1 is going to be pretty upbeat and fun, but it's going to have that dark turn towards the end, and there's going to be, a lot of death happening. A lot of death happening there. Until then, thanks so much, and I look forward to doing a reading for you again soon.
Wow. What? I'm speechless. Wow, I've never, ever done anything like that before, and that was surreal. I feel odd. I feel like I've transcended space and time. I feel like I have insider knowledge now. If you want to see Christoph predict 2 more things for us, then head over to my Patreon now for the full 30-minute reading. And while you're here, leave a comment as to what you think's going to happen in Doctor Who Season 1. That's it. Love you lots. Allons-y.